And according to the screen, Quinn, we are live. Thanks very much for joining us for the final day of the Western Nova Scotia exhibition here at Mariners Center in Yarmouth. And Quinn and I were chatting on the way in, how quickly this week went by. So much going on. When we came in this afternoon, we got to watch a little bit of wrestling, which was a lot of fun. I haven't seen wrestling for a long time. Of course, one of the number one fans was there. Kevin Murphy stopped by to say hi to us. So the final day, Quinn, but lots and lots going on. We're going to have some results for you. So starting at starting at 6 o'clock, multicultural performance. That's the Kensington School of Dance in Arena 2. And they're excellent dancers, Quinn.
We're kind of competing with the band in the background, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, it's difficult for us to hear each other, but that's okay. We love that. Second musical performance at the multicultural event, and that's a mariachi singer. That's Manuel Hernandez. And that, by the way, takes place in Arena 2.
It does.
Then we've got country rhythm line dancers. That's in the main arena. Have you ever tried line dancing?
No.
Okay. I did once. I didn't do too well. Then at 7, we've got the Junior Volunteer Award presentation. That takes place here in Arena 2.
Yes.
We've got Isabella Hoops. That's the kid hooping show in Arena 2. We had a chance to watch some performances yesterday, which was great. And then the finals for the Monte Carlo Blackjack Tournament take place at 7:30, and that's also here in Arena 2. That's another big fundraiser for the Yarmouth Crown Search Team and Rescue, and also, all the proceeds from the parking go to help them out and continue to do their fine work. 8:30 p.m. North Fire Circus, of course, in the main arena. And then at 9, we've got Alabama Musical Tribute concert again in the main arena. Now, for those of you that want to check out the Kitty Farm on the final day, you've got until 9 p.m. And then, of course, everything closes up at 10 p.m.
Yeah, and it's going to be another successful year. I think, one of the things in looking at how things have progressed since COVID ended, if you want to call it that, I think a lot of things are on the rebound, and it's going to be really good to be able to see, what comes of this for next year and the year after that, and year after that. I think everything is going to be just stepping itself back up. I don't think we're at pre-COVID levels yet, but certainly a lot of the festivals have started to rebound. Attendance is up. People are getting out of the house a little bit more. Everybody feels a little bit more comfortable being able to do that. And with that in mind, of course, people are going to get out. They're going to partake in some of these events, and that'll, it's going to have a circular or a cyclical kind of effect. As people get out, people will generate a little bit more revenue for the societies, and these are all nonprofits. These are not for-profit organizations that are putting these things on. It's all volunteer based. It's all sponsorship based. You got to be able to get the attendance moving, right? So come out and support it. And there's been some tribute bands playing in other venues this week. Trust me, the ticket prices were a lot more than $10. So $10 to come out and see the Alabama tribute band. I've seen these guys play; they're amazing to watch.
Yeah. Before we continue, Quinn and I want to thank the folks at the Western Nova Scotia exhibition, the executive, the directors, the staff, Mariner Center staff for, inviting us out here, giving us a really great booth, perfect location, hooking us up to the secure Wi-Fi and all of that. We really appreciate that. And of course, always my special thanks to you, Quinn. He's the technical genius behind that. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing anything. So I appreciate everything, Quinn.
This has been easy peasy after the first night where we had a little bit of a glitch. But that's the thing about going live, and normally we have the benefit of being able to edit and correct our boo boos if things happen. But when you're going live, and I mean, I think that's part of our ability to be able to support these sorts of events is to come out and we've done this as a bit of an experiment to see how well it would work, and it's worked pretty well. It's worked pretty well, and I think we'll have an opportunity to maybe help out some other festivals and events as we go along and work at it from here.
Absolutely. And we also appreciate all our friends and guests who stop by to chat with us and taking their time.
Well, some of the folks we kind of mugged as they went by and said, "Here, come in, sit down."
That's right. Our guest chairs are right here.
But that's part of it too, is that, you get a chance to see people that you haven't seen for a while.
Exactly.
You get a chance to chat with folks that you probably haven't seen since last year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And one of the things that I enjoy about coming out for an event like this is to see new stuff that's going on. I mean, I live outside of town, so when I come into town, it's usually mission based. I've got groceries to go get, I've got an errand to run. I don't get a chance to kind of wander around, like I used to when I lived in town.
Sure.
And so it's kind of neat to be able to just take a look around. All the booths in Arena 2 are full. They've got people coming out and supporting the event, and that's been fantastic. It's been really great.
Definitely. Like you said, the social aspect of it is just wonderful. That's what the X is all about, coming out and meeting friends and seeing friends, meeting new ones and all of that.
Yep.
Quinn, you went to the office a short time ago, got some results for us, and appreciate that.
We don't have results for all of the events, and I'm going to apologize in advance for that. They're still tabulating some results for some of the other things, so we'll go through some of the results that we do have, and then of course you can just stay tuned to the Western Nova Scotia Exhibitions Facebook feed or up on the website later on. During the week, everybody's all volunteering, so there's only so many hours in the day. So they do keep up on the Facebook feed. They take snaps of the final results, and they'll post it up on the Facebook feed. So if anybody's looking for specific results from a specific event, but by all means, they'll have that up on the Facebook page later on. But we do have some to kind of go through. So if you want to start with what you've got,
yeah, for sure. So these results, the Oxon Memorial poll results right here. First place, Braden Warner. Second place, Marcus Tufts. Third, Brandy Watkins. Fourth, Ryan Corkum team, and that was teamed by Stephen Warner. Fifth place, Roger Muse. Sixth, Angus Gregory. Seventh place, Colton Kitty. And eighth place, Cameron Rose. And we move down to the sweepstakes Aux Hall results. First place, Alex Jodry. Second place, Tyler Hurlbert. Third place, Roger Muse. Fourth, Daryl Watkins team, and that was hauled by Darren Watkins. Fifth place, Marcus Tufts. Sixth, Brady Watkins. Seventh place, Darren Watkins. And eighth place, Walter Doucette team, and that was hauled by Tyrell Crowell. So congratulations to everybody and the participants as well.
And one day, the Aux Hall is kind of like a legacy event at the exhibition. I mean, geez, back when we were younger, they had Aux Hall teams coming in from the United States and New Brunswick, and of course from all over Nova Scotia down for the event. It was an international Aux Hall event. I'd love to be able to see that come back to that kind of level.
That's right.
But hey, I mean, we gotta take the baby steps and get things back up. But it was really nice to see that the event this year and all the different teams that came in for that. So some of the events that I have here, of course, today we had the ATV competition, and that was sponsored by Go Power Sports. Now we had Jason Hill on last night. Talking a bit about the ATV competition. It's been a little while since the ATV competition had been on. I think we both remember back in the old barn when they had the three wheelers, which were kind of tipsy turvy.
Kind of wild.
I don't think some of the course would be allowed.
Guarantee that.
Would be allowed today, but that's okay. Anyway, so they had a special event that they did. They call it the Blind Bandit course, and essentially the driver was blindfolded, and then they had a navigator telling the driver where to go in order to navigate the obstacle course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they discouraged husband and wife teams, as for obvious reasons. I
wonder why.
I kind of wonder why. Send your cards and letters. Anyway, so Steve Hardy came in first place. He had a time of 44 seconds. That's unreal. In second place, we had Natalie Robichaud, and then in third place we had Tim Stewart, and that's the Blind Bandit now into the obstacle course just by itself. Again, watching some of these folks go through with their quads, it's quite the thing. Now we had Lanthan Robinson. Came in first place. We had Dylan Covert come in on second place, and Tim Stewart come in on third place. And there's only 4 seconds between first, second, and third. Only 4 seconds difference. So
Really?
it was a really tight race. And then they did have an obstacle course specifically for side by side, and first place was Robbie Kroll. Now his time was about 5 seconds more than the quads. So the quads are obviously a little bit more maneuverable than the side-by-side. The side-by-sides kind of drive like a car,
That's true, yeah.
And they're about as expensive as a car, too.
Very.
And a lot of that depends, of course, on the added add-ons that you can get. I mean, you can get GPS and audio, and I mean, you can dress them up really nice. They're not as utility oriented as what the four-wheelers might have been in the early days. Now, some of the fine arts awards that we have as well. So cooking best of show was Barb Firth. Flowers best of show was Leslie Cranley. Hobbycraft best of show was Philip Hurlbert. Home brew. Now this is a new category that's come in, I think, a couple of years back. So they have a home brew judges wine award was Sandy Clark, and the judges craft beer award was Gordon Rothwell. Now we both know Gordon Rothwell from the Armouth Band. Right. Good on Gordon for that. The sewing best of show was Jody Levesque, and I think John Levesque had put a post up on Facebook for that. I think I saw that. And vegetables best of show was Barb Firth. Now we had the Brian Ryerson Memorial Truck Pull, and I think that was the 20th annual Brian Ryerson Memorial Truck Pull, and that's always a loud and boisterous event. And Mark Kroll came in first place. We had Ryan Boudreau in second, Brian Foster in third, Matthew Beliveau in fourth, Jesse Gallagher in fifth, Jerry Guerin came in sixth, and Curtis Smith came in seventh. And again, for more results as they come in, just check out the exhibition Facebook page, and you'll be able to see all the results that are coming in for that.
That's great. I've got results here from the Bob Ryerson Memorial Truck Pull that took place on Wednesday. First place, Ted Foster. Second place, Brian Foster. Third place, Ryan Boudreau. Fourth, Kevin Beliveau. Warren Harris took fifth place. And sixth place went to Curtis Smith, and some really good times here. Again, you can check out all the details on the Western Nova Scotia Exhibition Facebook page, as Quinn said.
I think, we'll call it an experiment for us to be able to come out and do this live. But, when we think back to, quote unquote, the good old days where,
the
She's not happy.
yeah, she's not happy. Where the radio station and the television station would pack up and come on out.
Yeah.
I'm not coming there.
You're not going to come and join us.
I don't have it's been a busy week.
We already read them, but you can come join us anyways.
Well, I might, but I'm going out there first.
Okay. Barb's begging off and running away from us again.
Oh, we've been rejected. She'll be back.
She'll be back. She'll be back. Barb didn't have any results in her hand, but we already read them anyway, so
Yeah.
she'll come back afterwards and join us, I'm sure. Probably not, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Barb, like so many others, have been involved with the Western Nova Scotia exhibition since they were young.
Yes,
You
I know.
You've got people here that are.
We're not calling
you know,
Barb
like
old.
Director.
We're not calling Barb old though.
Oh no,
No.
not going there. No, Barb. But you know, folks like Bonnie Hurlbert, another life director. Who,
Yes.
you know, those people are dedicated, and it's not just 4 days a week. You know,
No.
these folks work year round on planning and organizing events like that. So
And
it's
and Barb
pretty
Barb did look tired, and I can imagine. I mean, her and her husband Mark have been out here all week. Mark still works for Nova Scotia Power.
That's right, and
And-
he's here every day.
And he's here every day. It's actually probably a lighter schedule for him coming here than it would be,
Yeah,
than it
that's
would
right.
be for working line.
Yes.
Yeah. But certainly with the weather being what it has been in the last little while, Mark's been extremely busy, and as have been the rest of the Nova Scotia
That's
Power
right.
crew. And when you think about any kind of natural disaster or any kind of event like that, I mean, when you think back over the last few months, we've had wildfires. Well, that involves all of our volunteer fire departments, not the paid. I mean, the paid staff were working, but I mean all the
Yep.
volunteer fire departments. You've got EHS, you've got ground search and rescue.
Yep.
You're bringing in firefighters from other places because we had to bring in bombers from outside the country. I think some came from Colorado of all
Yes.
places.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, that's right. You're correct. Yeah.
and I
It's
mean
amazing, isn't it?
that was the wildfires. Then Mother Nature said, "Oh, hold my beer, I got more for you." And then we had all that rain and all the flooding and everything else. And again, you're back to the fire departments. You're back to the
Exactly.
ground search and rescue. You're back to so when you come out and you give up that toonie for parking, think
It's nothing.
think about it. Just think
Yeah.
about it for a second and realize how much the ground search and rescue teams do in the community when there's a need.
Absolutely.
They're like insurance. You'd always like to think that you don't need them,
Yes.
but when you do,
You really need them.
you not only do you really need them, they show up.
At the, that's a very good point too. Yeah, they do. Like all our volunteer firefighters, and it's just amazing. It makes some very good points, Quinn, on that because we need these folks, and for a loony or whatever. And I know a lot of people will, if they have it, they will donate more, and that's great because these volunteers. You talk about the Yarmouth County Ground Search and Rescue. They're constantly training, constantly upgrading,